What's up, Dirt Tracks viewers? Luke here, bringing you guys another walk around video of a new model. We just got into the office yesterday. I think it arrived on a truck. We're busy around here. As you'll be able to hear and see, there's vehicles driving back and forth, and we're washing stuff. We're in the mix of filming and creating content for this coming season. So it's a busy time here around the Dirt Tracks headquarters. But that doesn't stop us from bringing you guys walk around videos of the new stuff as we bring it in, because we know you love it. We know you want to see more of it. So today we have Polaris's, it is new, RZR PRO XP 4. And this is the maximum full jam, like tick every box. You can't get more features than this model. This is the model, like this is the Denali, this is the highest end one. This vehicle has not just DYNAMIX suspension, but it has the full jam Rockford Fosgate stereo in it, which I did a little test earlier with some tunage, and it is loud and it is crisp. This thing sounds amazing. But let's go over some more of the details about this. Obviously, there's not a lot of stuff that's changed on it since the last time we tested one. But it is interesting to go through and just talk about a few of the new updates and features and go over some of the stuff that still remains from last time and the older model. First of all, you've got yourself a 1000cc twin, puts out 181 horsepower. Polaris has tuned this motor to deliver the best or the most usable power in the 20 to 50 mile an hour range, which I think is interesting because that is where most people will use this. Yes, it'll do 80 miles an hour pretty much, but it's designed to give you the best usable power in trail conditions or trail speed conditions, let's say. You've got 20 and 22 inches of what Polaris calls usable suspension travel. I honestly have no idea what usable suspension travel means, but that's what they claim and that's what's there. You got yourself a set of 30-inch Maxxis Carnivores on 14-inch aluminum wheels. They are not beadlock wheels. That's one area that I think, if you're going to build a hardcore side-by-side that's designed for high performance and you're going to make a special edition, a high-end edition, it should just have beadlocks, not because necessarily you're going to need them, but because it seems like it's a value-added feature that people will expect. Personal opinion, your opinions may vary. That's how I feel about it. Another thing before we go any further that this doesn't have, that I think is very interesting for a vehicle that is this expensive and this high-end, no winch. Yeah, I get it. It's not really like meant for like mudding or, you know, whatever, but it is the full jam version, and a winch, in my opinion, should be standard equipment on this. It's not. One of the very few things Polaris missed on this vehicle. Obviously, this color scheme is a limited edition just for this model color scheme. It's beautiful. It's got a metal flake in it. It looks amazing with the kind of lighter blue and then aqua blue accents on the sides. I absolutely love how this thing looks. I just love how the Pro XP looks in general. It is a extremely aggressive, high performance looking vehicle. Let's go over some more things in here. You've got your four-way adjustable seats. These are excellent seats, bolstered, high back bucket seats inside. I love these seats. Everyone who uses or rides in this vehicle loves these seats. You do have DYNAMIX 2.0 all the way around. So smart suspension with your soft, medium, firm settings. You also have your oh crap button right here that we've talked about a lot in the past that I love. Pushing this button defaults, no matter what setting you're in, defaults all shocks to full hard, number 10, for, I can't remember how long, it's maybe like 3 seconds, or as long as you hold it. So when you're ripping down a trail in soft mode, you got the family in the back, and it's just, you know, you want the most comfortable ride, and you're ripping down a trail, but all of a sudden you see a crater. All you gotta do is just push that button, and you'll get that maximum absorption, so you don't get the crazy bottoming, and then as soon as you let go, it goes back to full soft. I actually prefer to drive this way. Prefer to drive it in the soft setting and use this when I need it, as opposed to putting it in the firm setting and having a harsher ride for those few instances when I might need that extra compression damping. So this is a great feature. Obviously, this also has, as Pro XPs do, the tilt and telescoping steering wheel, which is a first in the industry, and steering wheel controls just like your car. I think that is ultra trick. Volume, you've got your button that can be customized to do different things on the screen, your selections up and down, play, pause. It controls tons of stuff on your 7-inch ride command display, which is again right there in the middle of the screen. I'll see if turning the key on will actually activate this. There's the key, and bring it up for you. I mean, everybody knows what a ride command display does. You've got audio, phone, cameras, front and rear backup and go forward cameras, full GPS mapping. You know, you can see who's behind you. You can, during the GPS mapping, let's see if I can get there. You got your gauges, obviously, just takes a second to load them up. DYNAMIX gauges. There's all kinds of options in here. And then when you go to your menu, it's customizable. You go to your maps, and you've got your all of your GPS mapping built in that requires no app. And that's the real secret of this system, as we've talked about before, is that it does not require an app to function. It is a self-contained unit, GPS all on its own, and it's self-contained in its group tracking capabilities. It has a name, I can't remember it at the top of my head. There's a lot of names to remember on these vehicles. Anyway, you can see the people in your group as long as they either have this system or they have the app on their phone. You can see where they are, you can see how fast they're going, you can see whether they're moving or not, which is cool. So it's a really useful feature if you're riding in a big group, if you're somewhere where everybody's not super familiar with where they are, and the leader does know where they are. You don't even need to be able to see the leader. If it's dusty, you don't have to ride right behind them to know when they're turning. You just watch on the map. When they turn, you turn when you get to that spot. It's really, really functional, really usable, and it works great. Of course, all the other features on here work great too. The audio, we were just, as I said, testing it out. It's unreal how clean and crisp, but also loud it is. So something all Pro XPs have is these doors, and I have a love-hate relationship with these doors. Obviously, they look great. They're a beautiful looking door. They have a really solid inner frame that is actually going to protect you slightly if you do have a rollover or anything like that. They close really nice and tight. They don't rattle, they lock in. But here's the issue with them that I don't understand. There is a gap right here. What is this gap for? It allows water and mud and dust and crap to come in through here. And I really don't understand that. Now, I've been told by some that it's for cooling and airflow out of the cabin, and I get that. They do get hot inside, all side-by-sides with full doors do. But to me, mud protection, dust protection, that kind of stuff is going to be more important to me, and maybe I'm different than everybody, but this should be filled in. The other thing I don't like is the big gap down in here. I think fit and finish could be improved, and I think that's one spot that it could be improved, especially since on the back of the vehicle, the gap is actually smaller. So I know why this is here, and it's so that the door can clear as it opens and closes, but if you can have cars, automobiles that don't have a gap like that, then I think this thing could be improved that way. With that said, I have almost no other complaints about this thing. I mean, the rear doors are huge, again, with a full metal interior. Again, they don't rattle, they're nice and tight. It's just a really good working setup. Even little things like rubber bumpers in here, that's really smart. Polaris thinks things through like that and gives you all the little details that you're looking for. So small complaint about the door. It's not a big deal, so don't get too uptight about it. Back seat. This is something we need to talk about because the back seat is a very interesting upgrade to this vehicle that I didn't even honestly know was there until I started reading about this new model when we first got it in. So this unit has what's called fold flat seating in the back, and I'm going to give you a quick demonstration here just on one side of how this works. So pull your safety straps out. You simply grab back here, there's a little lever. The back of your seat comes off and you flip the seat bottom forward, and check this out. Do that to both sides and you've got a full flat floor in the rear for storing whatever. And I also noticed that there's some lock and ride points down here on the middle on both sides. So I'm assuming Polaris has some storage, I don't know, accessories, boxes, whatever that can go back in here. But this is something that no other sport side-by-side has, four-seat, true four-seat. I mean, you've got Pioneers with the fold-down rear seats. It's not a true sport side-by-side. You've got side-by-sides that are convertible, but this is the first full sport. I mean, this is the maximum horsepower, maximum performance side-by-side that actually takes into account that you might not always have four people in your vehicle. You might want to use the back seat area for something else. So I think this is genius. It's innovative. It's something Polaris has done that no one else is currently doing, and I'm just super impressed with this. I'm looking forward to just doing a bit more research on it to find out what else they've got to go in here that uses this area. Another bonus of it is that this panel here can be used, simply removed with these little quarter turn fasteners. They're actually spring loaded, which is cool. And you can access your engine bay so much easier by taking this out with all this extra space. So you're looking at just an absolute awesome upgrade to this vehicle that's going to be so functional for so many people. I want to point out some other things too. We've talked about the Rockford Fosgate sound system. This is a stage 4, which means you have not only your speakers under the dash, you get your tweeters up here, you also have your secondary rear speakers here. I love these stainless grills on them. I think that just looks so trick, and they are real stainless steel, it's not just plastic. They also have, I don't know if you can see this, blue accent lighting inside the speaker. Ultra cool, and that goes along with the blue accent lighting that all Pro XPs have, or Pro XP mid and high level models have in the dashboard and underneath the footwell areas. There's all that blue accent lighting. So this just complements that. And there's a subwoofer buried in here somewhere. I can't find it, which is kind of a cool sign to know that it's that hidden. But man, does this thing sound good. What else can we talk about on this unit? Comes with a roof, which is excellent. It should, for this kind of money, it definitely should. You got storage containers here, and then another one in front of the dash. You get one of the industry's best passenger grab handles. It's adjustable. It locks with a friction lock so it doesn't rattle. It's a great shape. It's really comfortable. Anybody who gets in this vehicle says, as a passenger, says that the grab handle is just second to none. So that's pretty good. Accent lighting on the front, up along here, along the headlights, and then blue accent lighting down in here as well, which is cool. You know, this is, as I said, this is a Pro XP4, so this is something we've seen before with a few new bells and whistles, a few new features and some upgrades, and I think that this just takes this vehicle to a whole nother level. You know, out back, you've got your 3-link trailing arm rear suspension. It works great. This is probably the best riding side-by-side in the industry right now. Better than the 2-seater. The 4-seater does ride better. The extra wheelbase helps with that. It has a 125-inch wheelbase, so it is very long. It's 64 inches wide. We still haven't seen a 72 wide version of the Pro XP. We fully expect that to happen, along with a new motor, is what we're around these offices expecting at some point. Would be a likely 3-cylinder, hopefully 200 horsepower motor with a 72 wide option in the Pro XP chassis. That's speculation. I have no facts to base that on, but just wanted everybody to know that's what we expect to see. You know, you've got your cargo bed back here, and there's a few things I like about this cargo bed. It's really deep. You can put a ton of stuff in here. It's not just like a cargo bed for show that some sport side-by-sides have. This is super usable. They sell tons of lock and ride accessories that drop right in here and use all of this space, like right up to this level. You can get your secondary level, you know, lift up spare tire carrier, whatever. But there's also, even if you don't use that, there's also all kinds of tie down points, metal tie down points down here all the way around for tying your own stuff down. You've even got a handle here that is used for another accessory, but it works great for tying stuff down in the back. So as far as sport side-by-sides go, this is probably one of the most usable cargo beds on a sport side-by-side today. The Wildcat also has an excellent cargo bed, but this one is really, really great. And it can hold up to 300 pounds, anecdotally, just so you know. Out back, you know, you've got rear fascia that covers everything up. There is no trailer hitch, just a tow hook back here. This vehicle does have, as these all do, the more durable driveline. What does Polaris claim? That it's 40-something% or 39% more durable drive shafts, more durable front diff, more durable rear diff, more durable everything in terms of the driveline. It has a one-piece frame, no bolts, so it is much stronger and stiffer according to Polaris. Those are all interesting type, you know, upgrades and things. Front and rear, you've got retractable 6-point harnesses in the front and stationary 6-point harnesses in the rear from the factory. These are really good. I love the retractable ones in the front. This is just awesome. 6-point harnesses feel weird when you first put them on, but after a while you get used to them. The way that these two straps go over your legs can feel kind of awkward, but it is something you get used to. So that's, you know, just a thing to note when you first jump in. You got about 400 different areas to put in switches for every possible light configuration you could ever imagine. And Polaris does have their, I can't remember what you call it, but Easy Connect battery block, power block in here, so you can add electric accessories from Polaris just by plug and play. They just bolt right on and plug into the power bar. It's really easy. I think that's pretty much it. I really can't think of anything else to cover. I love this vehicle. I'm super excited to be able to test it. I'm super excited to take the kids out and go for a ride. I'm excited to take some friends this summer and throw them in the back seat and show them just how big you can jump it. This vehicle is, in the industry, I'm going to go out on a limb and say definitely among the very, very, very best 4-seat sport side-by-sides you can buy. It gives you every comfort, every amenity, every piece of technology, and it all works exactly how it should. But we will get into more depth on that when I do the full test ride on it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it was informative in some way and you got something out of it. We always like to hear your comments. We read your comments, so please leave some comments. Let us know what you thought of the walk around. Let us know what you think of this vehicle. If there's anything else you want to know, let me know. Before this is over, I am going to fire it up and you're going to be able to hear it run as this closes, so don't freak out yet. You will hear the motor. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the TRAX YouTube channel. We're uploading content constantly, and it would be a real shame if you missed that content because you didn't have a subscription to the channel. So make sure you do that. And we really appreciate it. It helps us big time, and it just lets us know that what we're doing is good, or you think it's good if you leave a like. So please click that like button. That you know what, it just bolsters my ego. It just makes me feel really, really good about myself. So help my self-esteem by pushing the like button. Thanks. On that note, this is the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will see you next time.